Wakhid and Rahma, and I'm going to be reviewing a new movie, Enola Holmes.
Now, where to begin? My mother named me Enola, which backwards spells alone. And yet, we were always together. And it was wonderful.
A Netflix movie adaptation of novel series by Nancy Springer starring Millie Bobby Brown, Henry Cavill, Sam Claflin, and Helena Bonham Carter takes place in 1884 in London, where Enola is on the mission finding her mother. Just like in the book, this movie is brought in thick Victorian vibe with the classic element of dressing, clothing, hairstyle, transportation, and of course old-fashioned British dialect that are commonly used by almost every Sherlock Holmes adaptation. The story starts from the disappearing of her mother, and Enola tries to find her mother to London despite the protestation of her brothers. And on the way to London, she meets a young Lord Tewkesbury, and the journey leads to another mystery. This movie encourages young women to join into a betterment of all, shown by Enola's bravery to even outsmart her strict brothers, especially Mycroft, who insists to take her into a personality school where they teach Enola to be a girl that she doesn't actually see want herself to be.
A wild woman brought up a wild child who will make her acceptable for society.
She seems intelligent.
There are two paths you can take, Enola. Yours, or the path others choose for you.
It is time to find my mother. The game is afoot.
Okay, let me get closer. Me as a girl, I felt so inspired watching this movie. And as the quote said, there are two paths. Your path and the path that the others choose for you. And that's it. Do what you have to do. Follow what your heart says and don't let anyone get in your way. Because it's your life and your life is yours. Enola Holmes is a high-energy of feminist story with a little bit something for everyone, including activism, action, history, and also romance. Speaking about romance though, we cannot neglect this pretty boy, Viscount Tewkesbury, Marquess of Bayswater, portrayed by Louis Patrick. It's a flip-flop from annoyance to admiration with some interaction between the characters, though it wasn't meant to be the forefront of the plot, but the rapid progress of the closeness could have been more slowed down to be more authentic. Don't you think so? The thing that I really like from this movie is that it is so well written, well plotted, with a first-person perspective, including plenty of fourth wall breaking, and so that it brings the audience into the real adventure of Enola Holmes. In fact, that Enola spent more time dodging his brother and making snarky comments to the camera than searching for clues. It is easy to refer this movie to the previous Sherlock adaptation, like a Sherlock series on BBC and Sherlock movie series by Robert Downey Jr., but the protagonist can't be compared to the Sir Arthur Conan Doyle's mastermind detective. While many of Sherlock cases are known as impossible for everyone to figure out, his sister's first attempt rather to be straightforward and very easy to follow. It's like solving crime first one in the scene rather than in technically advanced.
'Tis I.
This type of case makes Enola Holmes approachable for many, but also disappointing for some people who are accustomed to more sophisticated detective work, just like me. Nevertheless, I highly recommend this movie, and I'll go with 8 out of 10 for the rating. How about you?
Perhaps it's a world that needs changing. Come on! Unlike most well-bred ladies, I was never taught to embroider. I was taught to watch and listen. I was taught to fight. I'm coming to find you, Mother.
You don't know how to embroider?